1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're doing nails again today. We are first going to start off by mixing a purple shade. I'm going to use a couple different shades to do that. Now that I have the shade that I'm looking for, I'm going to paint 2 coats. I'm only painting half of the nail because I'm not going to use the entire nail. It would be a waste to paint the entire nail and then clip it and throw the top half away. So I'm only doing half of the nail because that's the portion that I'm going to use. Now I'm going to stick it in the lamp and cure it for a full 60 seconds. Each cure that I do is going to be for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to take the other set, or the other hand rather, and do the same thing, just the first layer for now, and then I'm going to cure again for 60 seconds. And now I'm going to do the second coat on each, and then cure again for 60 seconds. Now that I'm finished painting the first 2 coats, it's time to move on to the next step. I'm going to take my brush and clean it with the alcohol. It's always best to clean your brush as often as possible. There's a tacky layer after the nails are cured, so I'm just going to take some regular rubbing alcohol and wipe that off of every nail. Wiping the tacky layer just prevents any lint from getting on the nail, and that is good because you don't want to paint over the tacky layer with lint on it, and it's just going to make your nail look bumpy and just not right. So it's best to clean off the tacky layers in between. Now I'm just going to take my nail clippers and clip off the clear part of the nails. I wasn't really concerned about the edge that I clipped off, like if it was crooked or anything like that, because I knew I was going to file them. I just really wanted to clip the clear part off for now. Now I'm going to move on to the next step, and this is the type of brush that I'm using. I'm going to take, what is this, base coat, and I'm going to paint a layer of base coat first and cure that for 60 seconds, just one layer. And now it's time for the next step. I'm just going to take some regular black gel polish, and I'm going to take that same brush that I had earlier. I'm going to make sure it's clean because it's best to work with a clean brush, and I'm going to make my design. I'm basically just going to paint random squares all over the nail, some large, some medium, and some small. That's it. There's no specific placement. I'm just putting the squares in whatever sizes and whatever areas that I think they would fit or look best. I'm going to do the same design on each nail. It won't be the exact same design from the first nail to the last nail. Each nail is going to look different, like with the placing of the squares, but they're all going to have purple background with black squares. As you can see in this clip, I'm using my pinky to help keep the balance. For when I'm painting these squares on, it just works so much better when you have something to hold on to, or pinky to balance and things like that. It's more difficult if you don't use your pinky to balance, so that's another tip as well that I learned throughout the many years that I've been doing nails. It's best to work in thin layers when you're doing gel. That way it'll prevent lifting and bubbling and things like that. And it'll prevent uncured gel if you work in thin layers. But what I'm doing for the squares is making them kind of thick because layers and layers and layers take a lot of time, and this is a very tedious nail set. So I'm just making the layers a little more thicker than a thin layer, just so I don't have to go over them twice. When I finish one hand or the first 5 nails, I cure for 60 seconds, and then I'll do the other one and cure that for 60 seconds as well. And now I'm going to take the same flat brush that I used to paint the purple. I'm going to clean it, of course. We have to make sure our brushes are clean. We work best with clean brushes. Now I'm just going to clean up the edges of the black squares and make them a little more neat. I'm just using alcohol in between every wipe or every few wipes or whatever. There were a few points when I was cleaning up the edges of the black squares that I wiped some of the other black off. So basically I just painted it back on. The gel is not cured yet, so it's not hard, it's not dry. I'm basically just gonna clean it up, and if I wipe some off by accident, I'm just gonna paint it back on with the black. And then when I'm done wiping and cleaning up the edges of the squares with the alcohol, then I'm gonna cure the entire 5 nails or the first set for 60 seconds. Now it's time to do the same thing on the other hand, or the other 5 nails. Same process. Now I'm cleaning up the edges of the squares with the alcohol on this hand again, just like I did before on the other hand. I started to notice that as I'm cleaning the edges of the squares that there were black streaks being left on the purple. And I'm trying to figure out why, like maybe my brush isn't clean enough, but that wasn't it because as you can see, I dipped it in often. So I had to realize that I didn't clean the second layer of purple off. So it was a tacky layer, which means that the black was stuck on it, and that's why it was creating the streaks. So basically what you see me doing here is making more purple to get rid of the black streaks. I'm basically just going to mix more purple and cover up the black streaks. I'm going to go around the squares again, and again, just to clean up the black streaks that were left on there. Make sure you wipe off in between each layer. Don't do what I did. This took so much longer than it should have, but in the end, you'll see. I love them so much. But anyway, yeah, just make sure you clean in between the layers. This is basically what I'm doing right now. here is what they look like after I'm finished. This is basically what they're going to look like when I'm done. I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds and do the other hand. In this clip, you can really see the black streaks that it left, especially on the thumbnail, which is the one all the way on the right. I slowed it down a lot so you guys can see the mistakes that I made. Like I said, cure in between and wipe in between. Now I'm going to take some of Makart's no wipe top coat. Usually when it says no wipe, it basically means you do not have to wipe off the tacky layer after you're finished curing, because there is no tacky layer. So yeah, that's the only way or reason you wouldn't have to wipe any gel off. Most of the time, from my experience, I don't know if colors have no wipe, but the clear, I know some certain clear gels, if they're a top coat, do not have, you don't have to wipe them off. But like I said, from my experience, all the colors that I've used, you have to wipe them off because the tacky layer will be there. But yeah, I'm just going to paint this on each nail, all 10, and cure that for 60 seconds and move on to the next step. Okay, so now that we have our base design, which is the purple and the black squares, as you can see, now it's time for the next step. I want to put some flowers on my nails, but I'm just trying to figure out which color would look best between black, white, and purple. The black is too much for me. The purple, both the black and purple blend in too well, and you can't tell the difference, which I knew white would look best anyway. I just wanted to, have options. So I decided to go with white. I'm gonna do the middle finger with 3 white flowers, and I'm basically making the design that I want on the nail on my desk, just so I can have an idea of how it's gonna look on my nail. I'm basically gonna turn them around, and I like my designs to be viewable as if I was going to show the person my nails. So if you were going to look at my nails, that's how I want them to come up, not facing me, but facing you rather. And I'm just going to take some McCart's rhinestone glue, and this stuff works very well. I'm going to just put the glue on the opposite side of each nail. I hope you guys understand what I just said. And anyway, moving on. I'm basically just going to apply the 3 flowers on the first nail and then position them and face them the way that I would want them to be, or turn them or whatever, just to make sure they look the best that they can look for me, because I'll be wearing them. Once they're positioned the way I like, I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds on both fingers. Now I'm going to add a tiny bit of rhinestone glue in the center of all 6 of the flowers, because I'm going to add some silver caviar beads to each. Next step, I'm just going to apply the caviar beads into the center of each flower, which has the McCart glue in it. I'm just going to place it, and then I'm going to press it down just to make sure it's in there and secure. Now it's time for the next step. Since those fingers are done, I'm going to move on to the pinky nail, and I'm going to use this pretty pink shade to create a waistband. Basically, I was thinking about putting a bow on the waistband, but I thought that would have been too much. Plus it was already like 11 at night, and I had my kids over with my nephews, and we were supposed to watch a movie, so I just wanted to get this done. I'm basically just going to use these 2 shades to create the one shade that I want, and I'm going to do my design. I'm basically just going to create a line across the middle of the nail, and that's it. Like I said, this is a waistband. I was thinking about putting a bow on it because these nails are going to be made for a cosplay costume or whatever that I'm going to be wearing for something called Blurred Bash. And the character that I'm dressing up as, she wears, I don't even want to mistake and say what it's called because I might be wrong, but she has a waistband with a bow, and that's what I was going for. But instead of doing the bow, I just did the waistband part. So yeah, I'm basically just painting it on, and then I'm going to use the alcohol to clean up the edges of it and make it more neat. Always work with a clean brush, you guys. Always work with a clean brush, and don't forget to wipe in between the layers as well. So another thing about gel is that it will move in the direction that the gel is going. So as you can see here, I'm holding the nail upside down. I hold it for about 10 to 15 seconds upside down to guide the gel towards the top of the nail, basically because, like I said, the gel is not cured, it will move. And if I would have left it the regular way, basically with the nails facing, you know, the way they're supposed to be, as if I was like showing you, it would cure like that, and the gel would have sloped down to the sides rather than in the middle, and it would have been uneven. So basically that's what you see. If you ever see me holding the nails upside down, that's basically what I'm trying to do, is just guide the gel the way I want it to go so we can have a more neat and smooth surface. Now that I'm finished with the waistband part, or the pink line, I'm just gonna fill more alcohol and I'm gonna clean my brush. This is the brush that I'm using. Basically, that's the brush that I use to create the squares. I'm gonna make sure it's clean, and I'm gonna dab off a little bit of the alcohol and dip into the black. And it's not going to be a thick layer of black. I'm going to make it kind of thin because I just want to draw 2 lines across this pink line just to create a waistband, like I said. So that's what I'm doing here. Once I've finished doing that on both pinky nails, I'm just going to cure for 60 seconds and move on to the next step. I'm now going to take a longer brush, and I'm going to take Macart's gel polish in blanc or white, and I'm going to get ready to create a design on the thumbnails of this set. So what I'm doing here is just taking some white on my brush, and I'm basically going to create a symbol or a logo is what it's called, I believe. This nail set is going to be a part of a cosplay. Like I said, it's the Demon Slayer cosplay that I'm doing. I'm going to be dressed as Hinatsuru, which is one of Tengen's wives. He has 3. I'll be one of them. So basically what I'm creating on the thumbnail is the Demon Slayer core logo. And basically trying my best to copy it off of Google or whatever. Thank you, Google, you looked out. I'm doing my best. Like I said, I'm just using the white, and I'm just going step by step. I believe I made the design too big on the nail, so you're gonna see me wipe it off and try again. And here I am wiping the design off because I made it too big. There wasn't enough room to fit the entire logo on the nail. I'm just gonna try it again. It only took 2 tries. The first one I failed, and the second one I got it on there. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know if someone was to try to read that it's supposed to say destroy. I don't write Japanese, so I did my best, like I said. But yeah, this was fun. And as you can see, pretty soon my brush is going to be clean, and I'm still doing stuff on the nail. I'm basically dipping in the alcohol and cleaning up the logo, trying to make it look like what it's supposed to look like or say what it's supposed to say, which, like I said, it's supposed to say destroy, but I don't write Japanese, so I'm trying my best here. Basically just cleaning up the edges of the lines to make the shapes that the lines are supposed to be. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying, but if anything, you're watching this, so that will help as well. And if you made it this far in the video, please leave a purple heart. Thank you so much for sticking with me. We're almost done, I promise. I'll be going back and forth between cleaning with alcohol and painting with white, just to make this look the best that it can look. Like when I'm cleaning up with the alcohol, I accidentally wipe some of the design off, so I'm gonna have to go back in with the white to put it back on there and then clean that part back up. That's basically what I'm doing in order for it to look the way that I want it to look. But like I said, I don't write Japanese, so we will see. And as you can see, I'm still using my pinky to help me keep that balance. And I'm just working slowly so I can make sure it's as neat as possible. The video is sped up, but I'm working very slowly on this part. And once I'm satisfied with how it looks, I'm gonna cure for 60 seconds. I've already did the other thumb. So yeah, now it's time to wipe off the tacky layer from the thumbnails and the pinky nails and move on to the next step. Okay, so I already knew I wanted almond nails, so I'm basically just clipping off the corners of each nail with my nail clipper. And then I'm going to file those into the shape that I want. So please sit back and relax and enjoy this portion of the video. Grab a snack, grab something to drink, and just watch me work. Now, I'm not just filing all willy-nilly. I'm filing the shape that I want as well, but I'm being a little gentle, but also kind of rough so I can file it to the shape that I want. And I'm also being a little light so I won't file off my designs. So be careful of that, because there's not really much protecting the design other than that top coat layer that I put on there previously. Now that I'm finished with my filing and shaping, I'm going to now dust away and wipe off any residue that is left on the nails from filing. Here I'm just spraying the nails directly with alcohol, and I'm going to spray a little bit on my paper towel or napkin, I think that is, and I'm just going to wipe around the nails as neatly, not neatly, but as gently as possible, but also rough enough to get all the residue off. Be careful with the flower part if you do recreate this set, because the residue or like the dust will get stuck in between the flowers. And if you guys do feel obligated, or if you do want to recreate this set, please tag me or something, mention me or something, let me know. I would love to see you guys' recreations. Doesn't even have to be the same color or anything, but I mean, she wears purple in the TV series or in the anime. So if you guys do recreate this set, let me know. I would love to see. So the whole time I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do a glossy top coat or a matte top coat. I decided to go with matte because, her dress is not glossy or whatever. It's closed, so it's matte. Plus, I just thought it would look best. And I haven't used matte top coat in a while, so I decided to go with that. So I'm basically just turning the nails around towards me, and I'm going to paint one layer of a matte top coat on the entire nail. Well, on all 10 nails. I'm being careful not to paint over the flowers because I want their texture to be whatever they are. Like I said, certain parts of the video is sped up, but this part on the flower nail, I'm doing it kind of slow so I can make sure I don't go over the flower. And now since I put kind of a thick layer of matte, I'm going to hold it upside down for 10 to 15 seconds and cure for 60 seconds. Okay, so remember what we said about lint and things like that? I dropped the nail, so I'm basically just taking some alcohol and wiping it off. I did not cure the matte on it yet. I'm just going to wipe it off all the way and repaint the nail. And then when I'm done all 5 of these, I'm going to cure these for 60 seconds as well. And then I'm going to cure all 10 in the lamp for another 60 seconds. And here is what they look like when they are finished. I'm basically done this design. I noticed that on the pinky nail, there's some black missing, but I liked it that way. It makes it seem like it's worn because, you know, it's a kimono. It's a waistband or whatever. I don't know. I just like the way it looks. I didn't even fix it. I left it that way. But yeah, that's the only part that I noticed that was like, oh no, what happened to it? But like, and then like looking at it from this way, I noticed the squares aren't perfect, but that's fine. Either way, I love how they turned out. I was very excited to see the end result. And I'm actually going to show you guys how I apply my press-on nails as well. These are press-ons, obviously. But yeah, in another tutorial, I'm going to just show you guys how I prepare and apply my press-on nails. Like I said, if you made it this far in the video, please leave a purple heart. And I guess you can also tell me who's your favorite character in Demon Slayer. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I had a lot of fun recreating this look. Well, not recreating, creating this look because I created it on my own. I thought of this myself. Hinatsuru doesn't wear nails in the series, but I thought that I would put a little spice on it and, you know, add my own flair and create nails to go with the cosplay. And if I can remember, I'm going to insert some photos from the event so you guys can see. I hope you like this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and show your girl some love.